Tonight on Lowdown, we head over to the Study Abroad Fair to talk with some students that have been abroad and the staff that got them there.
We'll attend the grand opening of the Missouri Innovation Campus in Lee Summit, Missouri, and we'll sit down with Jennifer Seward to talk about a workshop she recently held here on campus.
So sit back, relax, and join us for another look at UCM here on Lowdown. Hello, and welcome back to Lowdown, a show by the students of the University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg. I'm Brock Masters.
And I'm Ranjanae Hill. Thanks for joining us this evening as we continue to delve into all the cool things happening here at UCM.
Speaking of, the Missouri Innovation Campus just recently opened its doors in Lee Summit. It featured tours of the campus and refreshments. Governor Greitens also spoke at the event and spoke with students that participated in the MIC program.
UCM was also host of 4 comedians on September 6th at part of Spotlight's Comedy Night.
On September 5th, the new Missouri Innovation Campus had its grand opening. This event was open to the public and had speakers such as Governor Greitens. After the ribbon cutting, I was able to sit down and talk about the grand opening with some faculty and students.
My name is Sara Hoffman. I'm an assistant professor of nursing. I'm also the undergraduate program coordinator for the Department of Nursing. Moving to this new facility, the MIC Lee Summit, it's an incredible change for our whole program. It's the first time that all of both the junior level and the senior level nursing students are together. We have our faculty and our students all in the same location. And this is all new and fresh. Very realistic simulation center, it seems like a real hospital setting. The classroom and the technology exceed at anything that we had at either of our other locations on the main campus or at the Central Summit Center.
It's been surreal. I mean, just to be in a lab where I have the equipment that I have to do even more science with the students, to teach the students even more hands-on practice of science. And I just walk in, I'm still amazed every day. I mean, just looking around at the things that I have, I don't want for anything anymore. So when we're in the science classroom, I'm very excited, and I could just name a whole list of equipment. And I had a business partner come through, and he gives each student an experience at St. Luke's East Hospital in the clinical lab, and she came in and she was walking around our chemical room, which was in the back, and she's like, wow, you guys have everything. And that's what it feels like to come here to this new building.
This is the first time I've been here, and this facility is amazing. Just even as the architecture I'm looking at looks flawless. It is a modern feel, and it would be a great place to take classes.
This is more lab experience, and my new class is more learning the basics of nursing, but this new school has more equipment, more spaces to study outside in the halls. There's just a lot more room and more opportunities here. I love this new facility. I think it's a great opportunity for students to come and not have the typical high school experience, to come experience their career field and figure out more what they want to do before they go to college, and figure out if this is what you want to do, so you don't have to switch degrees, and so it saves money.
I always had a goal to do problem-based learning, and for the student to experience the learning and to learn to learn by doing. But I would say that here at Summit Tech, I was supported by the idea that there's a career pathway, and that there's equipment that you need in order to support the student learning, and things that you really need to give them the experience, the real world experience.
There's the teachers are a lot more passionate. You could tell they want to be here and they want to be teaching what they're teaching. And it's more flexible environment. You have more tools here, you have more support here. It's just a better environment, I think.
There are over 200 organizations at the University of Central Missouri, spanning from intramurals to Greek life. Almost any student can find something they're interested in. One unique group in particular that many students may not know about is the Filmmakers and Actors Coalition.
So the main mission behind FAC is unifying the D&P department with the theater department. So, filmmakers have to have actors, and actors need to get film experience. So the FAC, our main mission is just to combine those two and kind of bridge between the departments. That allows for more challenging experiences for the young directors, camera operators, all that kind of stuff, and it also allows for more networking, which is another huge thing that we try to do and stand for.
With over 50 members, the FAC hopes to get new students to join their bi-weekly meetings by providing them with an array of different seminars.
We have around 50 members in the coalition, and it's constantly kind of fluctuating depending on what we have going on. So some meetings we might have, like a full 50 show up, other meetings we have like 20, 25. So it just kind of depends on week to week what happens. So a really big thing that we're trying to push this semester really hard is workshops. So just bringing in professionals from outside the university to come and talk to the students about how they got to where they are, what the students could start implementing now in their careers to get to the point they are in their careers currently, and stuff like that. We also host a 48-hour film festival, and we do just fun little projects within FAC as well.
Recently, FAC invited Jennifer Seward, a working actress out of Kansas City, Missouri, to campus to give students insight on the industry.
I am here on the UCM campus for the Filmmakers and Actors Coalition. It is a group on campus that meets outside of school, and they're filmmakers and actors, and they want to grow their craft, not just in the classroom. And so they brought me in to speak to them because I'm a working actor in Kansas City.
When Jennifer came out to see us, she was very open and honest about her career and how she got her start in her career and where she is now. And it was really nice to get her perspective from a professional and outside of UCM. And
she's been in dozens and dozens of films, everywhere from like short films, feature films, music videos, commercials. She's done it all. She's great, an amazing person to work with. And we just had her come out and do a little workshop for our actors to teach them about acting for the screen, because it's a lot different from going from a stage to a camera.
We have great professors who can teach us the craft, but not really like give us in great detail of what it's like outside of campus.
Build up that repertoire of work and work ethic and networks and contacts and all that kind of stuff, and then when any opportunity I can to audition for something different, I will. But I'm not going to be pretentious and act like I'm above the way the industry works.
FAC strives to challenge young artists' minds while developing increasing awareness in the skill of communication and production.
I joined the Filmmakers and Actors Coalition because I'm very interested in cinematography and filmmaking, because in the club we do 48-hour film festivals, and I absolutely love those. It's just like the challenge of writing, shooting, and editing an entire film in that weekend is just, it's stressful, but it's a challenge to where, like, if your entire group can come together and get it done, it's really nice at the end of it.
My heart is camera versus stage. Just involve myself in anything and everything I can get my hands on and be a part of that's related to film.
If you're wanting to challenge yourself not only in the classroom, but outside as well, this is the perfect club for you. Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Ranjanae Hill.
UCM held its yearly Family Weekend talent show, showcasing the many gifts and skills the students have here at UCM. But first, we talked with a few students during the auditions process. Let's take a look.
I've probably been playing guitar for 6 years, but singing since I was very little. My mom was a music major, and so she started working with me when I was like a toddler.
I'll wake you up with some breakfast in bed. I'll bring
Didn't get to do it last year, and I like performing, so I wanted to at least give it a shot.
I'm a music tech major, and I wanted to try out for the talent show because I watched part of it last year, and I thought since I actually heard about auditions this time around, I would give it my best attempt. I've played the guitar for 7 years now. That's more or less what I do here at the school, and I've been singing for about 3 years. That was mostly just so that I could sing while I play the guitar.
Unfortunately, none of the students that we talked with made it to the final round, but let's take a look at some of the students that did. I'm Andrew Pope, reporting for Lowdown.
I hope they hire me on full time. I've got shoes to buy and mouths to feed.
Some comedians came to the union the other day, and I got the chance to sit down and talk to a few of them about their careers and how they got their start in comedy.
Really just me got me into comedy. That was the thing that really started. I was always that kid who would hear a joke from his grandpa, and as soon as he heard it, told all of his friends until he had it completely memorized. I started making it up on my own. I watched stand-up and comedy films my whole life. And really, once I realized that this could be a job, that was the second I realized I wanted to do it. And I started doing it when I was 19, and I never looked back.
I went to an open mic because those were free. This was in 2012, and I was like, I can do that. And then I have an unrealistic expectation of myself, which I always meet mentally. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing great after my first open mic. You know, I don't have a routine. I'm not superstitious because I'm way too inconsistent to follow up with it, and I'll just throw myself off my game.
Usually the introductions are a little bit better with boxing. Like, as you're a boxer doing comedy, it's like, coming to the stage. If you don't laugh at his jokes, he'll punch you in the face. He'll beat you up, take your wife, and raise your kids as his own. That's ridiculous. I have zero intentions of raising my own children.
Some guys in boxing, they have to take every shoe, they have to take the shoelaces out of their shoe and put it in a certain way, put this wrap on first, and then this wrap, and then this glove, and that glove, and I keep forgetting things, so I was just like, my superstition is gonna be like doing whatever I want. It's been working.
But I do a bunch of these veg fests, and I always do the same thing. Like, after I'm done, I get off stage, I'm like, I'll take a Red Bull and vodka. And yes, vodka's vegan. Vodka's nothing but ambitious potatoes.
My routine generally consists on my just reactions to anything I see. I like to keep it as topical as I can, but I also like to keep it universal. I like to tackle maybe things that people don't want to talk about or don't like talking about in a way that you can talk about them.
I'm gonna end an argument. Maybe you've had it already, maybe you haven't. I just like making this noise. Just the ladies tonight. Just the ladies. Who is smarter, ladies? Men or women? Who's smarter? We're not smart enough to argue with you. We're dumb. Not one man was like, men are pretty smart.
I asked Sean who some of his influences were in his writing and his delivery.
Man, biggest influences. I mean, you got to go to Carlin right off the bat. George Carlin, for people who are watching this and haven't seen anything before 1992. George Carlin, Richard Pryor, those guys were really big. But if we're going like kind of current, I'm a big Dave Chappelle guy. And I love Bill Burr and Patton Oswalt. Those two are probably my biggest influence, just in the way that I like talking on stage and really what I want to talk about. Because I really truly believe that if we can laugh about things, if we can look at each other honestly and kind of laugh at the faults in ourselves, then it'll maybe make us less likely to point out somebody else's faults. I mean, that's the best way to really make somebody understand, is to get them to laugh. So it's pretty much what I do. I just like talking to people and just talk about anything I see, really.
If you're a ninja, then you probably love the spring and hate the fall because there's crunchy leaves. I like that joke because the people that get it totally get it. People that don't get it are like, he's dumb.
We talked about their future in comedy and some advice for newcomers.
Oh man, I still don't know if I can do a career in comedy. I mean, the first time that I felt confident that I was not just a guy doing it anymore, just getting up and doing an open mic, was probably about 3 years in. Comedy is one of the rare things where it truly takes a long time. And you never know if you're good at it until you realize you're good at it. Like, it's one of those where you have to fail. You have to fail and fall on your face. And it was probably the first set that I never truly fell on my face, that I was like, hey, I just did 20 minutes. I could actually do this on a regular basis. Whereas when you start out, you're like, 3 minutes, what are you 3 minutes, that's forever. And then you do all your jokes and you still have 90 seconds left. So it's a big, long, it really takes about 3 to 5 years to even figure out who you are and not just a guy. That's the biggest part of stand-up, is you have to be a personality, and you have to actually have something to say, and it takes that long for you to find it.
That Tuesday on an open mic, but I never dreamt that on a Wednesday I'd be in Warrensburg.
Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Tyler Moody.
On September 20th, the University of Central Missouri hosted a women's suffrage event. We asked some attendees what their experiences were like.
Extra credit brought me here to this event, so I definitely did enjoy the presentation because it was a really different mix on women's suffrage, because I haven't even heard a lot about it from high school and middle school even, because a lot from high school you just hear women's suffrage 1920 and that's it. And you definitely wouldn't hear much about women of color, like she said, so it was really interesting to hear the new viewpoint that she brought.
I enjoyed it a lot. It taught me a lot about like what really happened, and I didn't really learn a lot about women's suffrage in high school, so it like really broadened my like perspective even more.
Yes, I did actually enjoy the event. Like, I learned a lot of stuff I never learned in high school or middle school, and it kind of gave me the idea that that should be taught at an earlier age, rather than just college. With college, we have the benefit of going into more depth of what we can learn, but middle school and high school, why don't we learn it there? We should.
A particular event would probably be when she was talking about the woman who was Native American, but she was also French, so she showed pictures of her in her Native American wear and also French wear, so it really brought that diversity that I've never seen before when talking about Native Americans or white suffragists. So.
It's my first like political event that I've attended, and I've got to say I really enjoyed it. Like, it was really interesting to see like all these different people that I didn't even know about.
There was one moment where one of the suffragettes was, there was a time she lived in St. Louis, and there's a good chance that's the school she attended there was actually a school I'm really close to. Like, it's a 1.5 miles from my house. I can run to it.
It definitely surprised me how much I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely thinking about coming to another one of these in the near future.
I honestly want to applaud UCM for this presentation, because not only is it perfect in the times right now, it's just really thoughtful of them to have diversity, because to me as a Black female, it really says, okay, I'm not invisible here on this campus. So.
Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Jacob Clark.
On September 7th, the Study Abroad Fair was held in the Student Union, where there were numerous tables showcasing the UCM Study Abroad program. Charlie Ambrose, the Study Abroad advisor, tells more about the main goal of the fair.
The main goal here at the Study Abroad Fair today is just to expose students that may have never thought about study abroad to all the different program options that are available for them to study at. And it's also a great opportunity for us to bring in representatives from our international partners, our program providers, former study abroad students, and even exchange students that are from our exchange partners studying here for a semester, and bring them all into one fair and just get everyone excited about studying abroad.
Ambrose tells us more about the benefits of studying abroad and some of the cool destinations that the school offers.
There's so many benefits to spending any amount of time abroad. Gaining a worldly perspective is kind of how we like to put it, where a student is able to go outside of their comfort zone, be integrated into a new society, learn from locals, learn from professors abroad about their discipline, about their culture, and just really soak it all up and use those skills when they come back. Some of our most popular would be the United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, and then we also have South Korea and Japan as probably our biggest, but we send students to South Africa, we send them to Colombia, we even send them to Jordan and Israel with one of our best faculty-led programs.
Many people make excuses about why not to study abroad. Ambrose, however, is ready to put those rumors to rest.
I think the biggest myth is that study abroad is too expensive, that you have to pay an arm and a leg to spend a semester abroad or a short-term program, and we love to dispel that when they realize that a semester abroad really is very comparable to a semester here at Warrensburg, and some students, even with scholarship opportunities, grant opportunities, are actually paying less to go abroad for a semester than staying here at Warrensburg. And then we have a lot of short-term program options where a student will go with a UCM faculty member for as little as 7 days and pay very, very little.
The Study Abroad Fair was a big success and will help the program continue to thrive. This has been Brock Masters reporting for Lowdown.
Last semester, the University of Central Missouri's Communication Department held a gala for UCM's own Grant Curtis to come and share his experiences as a Hollywood producer. We managed to sit down with Grant and ask what sparked his interest in the glamour of producing films.
I wanted to become a Hollywood producer because I like to tell stories, and I like to tell stories with other people. And as you guys know, a Hollywood crew is 50 people, 150, 250. It's a group of individuals that come together around a story and put it on the screen. And as a kid, as a college student, I always thought that would be a great profession to try to pursue. I did, and so far it's worked out.
So, what brings a Hollywood producer all the way from Los Angeles, California to Warrensburg, Missouri?
I'm speaking at UCM tonight as part of a fundraiser for Hendricks Hall, but also today was my last class that I taught. I taught History of American Film for the Mass Communication Department. This was our last day of class before finals, and so I flew back from Los Angeles to be in class, to talk to the kids, to talk to the students, to tell them how much I appreciated teaching them and what an honor it was to be back in school and to try to pass on what knowledge I do have to them.
We asked Grant how UCM was able to help prepare him for his current career as a Hollywood producer.
One of the things that UCM gave me was practical experience. When I was here, I worked with a couple of professors, Keith Mellinger and John Graves, who both worked in the entertainment industry previously, and they were just able to work with me and help me craft the skills, the writing, the communication skills that I needed to make it in the industry.
We also asked what his thoughts are on attending smaller schools.
Whether the university is big or small, I'm a big proponent of what the particular student brings to the table. I think that's what any student takes away from whatever university they go to, is what they crafted their own experience to be and what they learned while there for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever your path is. I really think that the academia is all about what you bring to it yourself. It's not about the mascot, or it's not about the school crest. It's about the person sitting in that seat for those 4 years. So I think whether you go to UCM or any other school across the country, it's what you make of it.
In closing, we asked Grant about his experience as a professor at his alma mater and any advice for young students wanting to pursue a career in the entertainment industry.
The one thing I would say is I hope to have the opportunity to do it again. I grew up in Warrensburg. I believe in the talent that comes out of this area and this region, and anything I'm able to do in the future to ever try to raise up that talent pool. It's been an honor this semester and hopefully for many semesters to come. The best piece of advice I can give to any student is intern where you can. I don't think there's any classroom experience that can ever truly augment real world experience. You can't have one without the other, and you also can't succeed in one without the other. But if you can get both of those, great classroom experience at UCM while also augmenting that with real world experience with an internship, for me, that would be invaluable as a student. And for me, looking back on my career as a student and both as a professional in the entertainment business, that's one of the things that set me up for success. I did an internship with CBS Late Late Show with Tom Snyder, and not only did it get me out in Los Angeles, but it got me into the working environment, and I found that invaluable, and that's the advice I would give to any students, past, present, or future.
Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Jacob Clark.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have left for tonight, but do not fear. The show in its entirety and our individual segments can be found on our KMOS TV YouTube page.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Brock Masters.
And I'm Ronjanae Hill. Good night.